Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm on a little early. Glasses need cleaning, and I don't know where my glass clean is. How y'all doing this morning? I was up a little early, and I thought I'd come on, and I'm waiting for a phone call from one of my brothers. So if the call come through, I'm gonna mute the I'm gonna when the call come in, if the call come in while I'm on live, I will mute the phone. So I'm trying to do two things at one time. I'm trying to talk to y'all and trying to make myself some notes for some things I want to take care of. Yesterday was a hard Sunday for me. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just letting y'all know I'm not feeling my best today. I'm not trying to be moody or insensitive. I think I got coffee splash. Some days you just don't feel yourself. So some days you don't feel like yourself. But life goes on. I did ask for one of my brothers to call me. Maybe he'll call. I think he's at work. He leaves for work early. So, and I might just mute the microphone a little bit and call him. So I'll wait for somebody to come in. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I gotta find my little things. I clean my glasses with y'all. I don't know what's going on with these things. So I'll just wait. Drink my coffee. Sit here and mind my own business. Y'all know sometimes that's the hardest thing for some people to do, mind their own business. Or the hardest one. I know one hard. There's one hard. One thing that's hard for a lot of people is to not tell lies. Like the man in the Oval Office, I think it's kind of hard for him not to tell lies. And it's sad to be a grown man, call people names, and sit up and tell lies. Y'all, I'm so sick. I'm politics. I've been trying to get all that stuff off my timeline, but then there's something come up that the title makes it sound juicy. I think that's why YouTube said do your channel this way and that way. Cause kind of spark interest in people, and they said, "Ooh, look at the title of this." And next thing you know, you want to watch it, and then they might have something up there. Oh, he this and he that, and it was just clickbait bait. So I'm trying to get all of that off my time. Yeah, I'm gonna mute the microphone for a minute, and I'm gonna go and find my little thing. I clean my and I might mute it long enough to call my brother. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, y'all. I was on the phone with my brother, but I'm gonna go around to the other room and it's Shirley Lassiter's birthday. I'm gonna go around to the other room, so I'm gonna mute the microphone while I do. I think I'm gonna sit here and finish my coffee first because I don't have but a little bit of coffee left. I'm gonna finish this little bit of coffee, go around to the other room. There's nobody in the chat right now, so and I'm sorry I had the the chat muted for so long, but uh, I got a call from my brother and I needed to take it. Yeah, that's all of my coffee, so I'm going to the other room. Migrate to there. Let me go move this. Let me go move this computer. I'm gonna carry my computer around to the other room. Trying to reinforce. Okay, that's fine.
You put these water buckets away.
Well, I'm not gonna move from this. My husband gonna cut grass, so he's not gonna be in here. So I'll stay. 'Cause I don't want to stay trying to chat, and he's in here watching his show. Got to still drink my water. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was fine. We had communion yesterday at church, and our oldest grandson spent the weekend with us. So it was a pretty good weekend. But Matthew was in here, and I was on the phone with my brother, So I chatted by typing. So Matthew came back, and who else? Serena, Serena, and I think they were the only ones who stopped by. And I was on the phone with my brother, so I had to mute my microphone and chat with them by typing in the chat. So that, but like a few minutes being on for an hour or so. A few minutes till 9 o'clock. So I got some errands to run this morning, but I don't know if I was cool this morning, so I put on a sweater. Yeah, my husband get ready to cut grass. Y'all, this is some good stuff. This Dr. Bronner's unscented organic magic balm for hands, face, and body. And my daughter got me this. I think it's just a little bit around the edge, right? It was in something that I had where I had some medicine, where I had put some medicine that I no longer take. Thanks for the hearts. And I gave, I had to do away with the medicine. And this was in, I forgot all about this. Walmart do not have, my daughter got it from Amazon. And look, you can see a little bit around the edge. And it's still kind of like it's fresh. There's nothing wrong with what little bit left. I use it like a chapstick. And when I get some eczema spots between my fingers, I put some up there. But it's really good. I don't know how much it costs. And I didn't know anything about Dr. Bronner. She buy the liquid soap. Thanks for the thumbs up, y'all. So this is pretty good. I can tell you got to put it on like this. But hey, I can deal with it. What they say about shaft, I can dig, and we can dig it. But yeah, when I put it on spaces on my hands where my eczema is. You can put it on chapped skin. Cause y'all know in a few more months it's gonna be cold weather and that skin gonna be chapped. So I looked on Walmart. They don't have it, but they have the Dr. Bronner soap. And I think I got some Dr. Bronner's in my Walmart storefront. And I'm gonna put that down here because the FCC tells me if I mention it, I got to put it up there. But I do. I think, yeah, I have the Dr. Bronner soap in my Walmart storefront, but I couldn't find the this to put in there. So how y'all doing today? My husband cutting grass, so when he come up this way, if I'm still on, y'all gonna hear it. Stuff feel good. It glides right on. And I took what I had put and kind of like, massaged it on my hands like this. And a little bit goes a long way. Cause I got my hand looking all, you know, shiny just from that little bit. Y'all know what? I'm gonna say this. I am so sick of that WAR, that Iran war. These people that's pushing it, and they done told the president, you need to stop, you know, Iran. But all these people behind him, pushing him, you know why? Because they don't have a daggone dog in that fight. They ready for our family members. Let me tell y'all something. I got nephews and nieces in the armed services. I got a granddaughter and a grandson in the armed forces. They don't have a damn thing to lose. Yes, I said a damn thing. I'm sick of it. Nobody in President Trump family have been to the services and I don't know how many years or decades or whatever. That he gonna stand back and talk about those that got on the line in the service was losers and suckers. And they out there keeping us safe. You know what I said to that? Send your children out there, you congressmen and senators and president and vice president. I'm just so over it. All on my timeline is what that orange man is doing or what he didn't done. Or they talking about how he smelled. Yeah, I know he smelled like a outhouse. I can only imagine when he saw his diaper and then somebody got to go there and clean him up like he's an infant. I wouldn't have that job for all the tea and channel. Now, y'all, I'm not upset with y'all, but I'm upset the way this stuff is going. They sit back and make these rules. They don't have money to help people with food. They take people off their health benefit. They don't have money to help these parents, whether they're single. Cause you can have a two-parent working family with an income and still don't have enough money. Things don't got so high, people can't even afford to eat. People trying to say, do I put money in my gas or do my gas tank so I can get to work next week? Or do I buy food? And this shouldn't be. The way America, yeah, I had two in the chat, now I only got one. Yeah. Yes, I'm sounding out today. You don't want to hear it? Move on, okay? I'm sick of it. And all I can say, if you are a Trump supporter, just get away from me, okay? Just get away from me. Yeah, that one is gone. Well, go. I'm going to say it again. If you are a Trump supporter, let me know. So then if I sub your channel, I'm gonna unsub. Okay. So let me know. Let all us know. I'm not the only one feel this way. Now they said they're gonna cut Social Security next year. Y'all please go vote and vote blue. Vote blue. Vote them old fogies, 85 and 90 something years old. They should have been home. Lindsey Graham, did he get a chance to spend any retirement? No. Because he's somewhere digging in something he ain't got no business digging in. They should be home resting. Not worried about who did this and who did that. Look at it on TV like we doing. Yeah, I ain't the only one fed up with this war. And I don't mind telling people. As soon as I turn on YouTube, that's all I see. Everybody making videos about what this one man is doing. And he's the president and he's gonna sit up and call somebody name. I mean, how childish is that? I was looking at something one day. He was talking about Chris Christie. You know, Chris Christie. He was I don't know if he still is. He was I think the governor or something of New Jersey. So now President Trump is calling him big, fat, Yeah. Oh, he trying to figure out who gonna get the last piece of cheesecake. Y'all, the office of the president should be dignified. He's obese himself, but he can say something about somebody else who's large. Stand there shaped like a brick SHIT house, and not in a good way. Y'all don't get tired of the way the president is a pushover. I'm I'm actually over it. I think what I'm gonna start doing now, and when I turn my TV on, the headline, President Trump got upset Lindsey Graham phone records was made public and all that kind of mess. If it wasn't for him, I don't think these people, CNN, ABC, NBC, the newspapers, I don't think they will have anything to write about. So it is good content for them. Midas Touch and all that, and I love watching Midas Touch, Adam Mockler, and those people like that. But I'm just sick of what it is that wonder when all this is over. And Lord, I do pray that it's over soon. What are they gonna talk about then? All the stuff that was done in the past. Y'all, I'm sorry to sound off to y'all and everything like that, but and I don't have any disrespect. The only people I have disrespect for, the ones that voted him in there and got us in this ish. So those are the ones that I have mad disrespect for. So just stay from around me. Let me know that you his supporter, and I won't give you any problem. Why don't you put it in your bio that you're Orange Man supporter, so we all know. And I'm sorry, y'all. I had to throw that out. We gotta go on. I done talked too long. Let me go. I done sit here and sound off. They got so many different water bottles, y'all. Y'all seen all these? About time to go back to school. What was it? Hello, hi. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning. I'm good. How are you? What's going on? Where you from? Oh, okay. I haven't been to New Jersey in a long time. Yes, I'm in North Carolina. I had a sister-in-law, God rest her soul. She was in she lived in New Jersey for many years, and then when she got sick, her um my husband and some of the other family went up there and got her and brought her back here. She and her daughter, 'cause I think she and her husband were separated, divorced or something, and they brought her back here to care for her and get her, you know, back going and everything. So we went there. It's been a long time since I've been to New Jersey, but I do know some uh, some people who live in New Jersey. Um, my mom's best friend's sister and her children live in Jersey, and I know when a lot of people talking about going down the shore, a lot of them be talking about going to Jersey Shore. Yep, I'm in North Carolina, born and raised. You miss coming to North Carolina? Uh, yep. You know, I my husband and we don't. I had said one year he was saying, "Where you want to go on vacation this year?" One year I said Atlantic City, but I'm like, I don't know what's in Atlantic City. We don't gamble, so we cut that out. So, but one day we did ride down to Maryland and just went down there and explored some thrift stores and had dinner, stayed down there for a few days. I don't know what part of Maryland it was. Our church was supposed to take the kids to, there's a place in Fayetteville, North Carolina called Sweet Valley Dinosaur World or something like that. And all the little boys love dinosaurs. And our great grandson loved them. But we had a lot of rain last week and it was thunderstorms in the forecast. So my pastor had to postpone it. Oh, okay, yeah. I have children who live in Rocky Mount, and I have cousins who live in Durham. Oh, Atlanta City have a lot of shopping. Cause one thing we love to do is when we go somewhere, find some areas that have thrift stores. That's one of our favorite pastimes. Barnes, Pittman, and Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one of our favorite pastimes is going to thrift store. Oh, I don't gamble. We don't gamble. We just shop. We buy things we don't need and come home and find some place to put it. That's what we do. You go in the thrift store and you see something appealing to your eyes. And if it's something small, you know, what I found about thrift store, if you go and you see something you might want, go and put it in your car, and then when you get ready to go, you can just go over things that you got and say, "Let me see, do I need this?" Because if you said, "Don't say, do I want it?" Because if you didn't want it, you wouldn't have put it in the car. Excuse me. I always said, "Do I need this?" And what you know, I was at one time I was collecting Shirley Temple VHS, right? So I got a lot of them, but I want to sit down and see which one I don't have so I can add to my collection. But I'm looking for a Pippi Longstocking. New Jersey got a lot of thrift store. Child, don't tell me that. I would go out there run. My husband cutting grass. I would run out there and say, "Hey, we going to New Jersey. They got a lot of thrift stores." I love to buy vintage linens, but I cannot buy vintage king. Those vintage king sheets don't fit the. If your mattress is real thick, the vintage sheet don't fit. So what I would love to do is get the vintage top sheets and then find. Cause it's hard to find a cotton sheet in the store. I do not like microfiber fiber. All that sliding and everything, then they don't fit. To me, microfiber does not feel good to my skin. Oh, okay. I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. And another thing I do, which I need to stop doing, I collect vintage sewing machine. I don't collect the broken down one. I I love looking on marketplaces and find marketplace, and if I go in a thrift store now, now I brought so many in. My husband has learned how. He's a good mechanic anyway on cars and stuff like that. So he's learned how to repair my sewing machine when something is going on with it. Okay, let me write that down, Kyle. Thank you so much. Thrift stores in the shore area. Okay, in the shore area. If you hear anything, my husband cutting grass. We've been getting a lot of rain, so the grass is growing like crazy. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I bought so many. Mainly I like vintage Sears, Kenmore, and vintage Singers because Singers sold out a few years ago, and the sewing machine now all plastic gears. But those earlier sewing machines, they are so heavy. Yeah, my husband is a good mechanic, and a lot of times people say, "I want you to listen to my car and tell me what's wrong with it." He and a couple of his brother-in-law that's going on there, they could get in that car and drive it and hear the sound and tell you exactly what's wrong with it. Oh, this is gone. That you need to replace this. You need to do this. You need to do that. Cause until he got the age on him that he was, you know, well he'll change the oil himself. But before he got older, if the need a new motor, he would put in a motor. If it needed a transmission, he would put in transmission. Yeah. So I have a white sitting on the desk now. I have one made by white sitting on. Oh, she told you that about the motor. Oh, that yeah. I have a white that my brother gave me, and it is beautiful. It's a nice teal color. He works for a man that refurbishes houses, and if the house got good bones, they just fix it. Oh yeah, yeah, about the noise in it. Yeah, and he called me and was telling me. He said, "Do you?" He said, "I'm gonna ask you a stupid question." He said, "Do you have room for another sewing machine?" So he bought it down here and left it at my sister's house because he lived in Virginia, and when he came down for something, he left it at her house. And one day when we got out of church, we stopped by and picked it up. So my husband's gonna redo the case. A couple of them that I got off marketplace was in a table. I don't want another one that's in a table unless I had a spot where I need some furniture. So it's one made by White, and it's one I've been looking for. So I worked on the stitches, but my husband haven't had to, cause he usually go through it and put machine oil in and do stuff like that. So he learned. I have a 19. I have a Sears 329K that was made in Great Britain, I think in 58, 1958, 1959, and it's in a table we got from a thrift store. They had marked it down and marked it down and marked it down till it was down to 498, and it was on Senior Citizen Day. We got 25% off of it, so we paid probably about $3.95 for it. It sews like a charm. My husband bought it here and all it and everything, and I named all my sewing machine. Yeah, I have a singer with the treadle that I had told my husband that was the first one I got, and I had told my husband I wanted that in honor of my mama and my grandmama because that's what they sewed on, right? And years later, my mother got an electric one. I wanted one with the pedal. I never learned how to. I could never use that pedal, but I had a cousin. She could sit on that thing and do that thing just like my grandmother and my mother could. Yes, and he refinished. It was 1903 Singer. He refinished the cabinet and everything. So I just used it like a piece of furniture. So it's in my living room for a piece of furniture. Yeah, yeah. I want. So the belt is broken, and I had told him I want to learn how to sew on it. So he had said he was gonna see if he can find a belt and replace the belt. So I don't know if he can, but I would love to. My cousin, the one, she's a little under me. She about a year or so under me, and she had told me, she said, "I'm gonna come there one day." She said, "All you gotta do is get in some kind of rhythm." I tried it when I was, when we was trying to learn, cause my mother and my grandmother, they was two of the best. Now they don't say seamstress, they say sewers. If they could sew their behind off, let me tell you. My mama even made a tuxedo, honey. And when I was going to the community college, I was in some kind of class and we had to show something to give a presentation. I got my mother to come and show some of the things she had made. And she bought my brother, a couple of my brothers to model some outfits that she had wore. I mean that she had made. And everybody was ooh and on. And at that time, I don't know if denim was in style as much then. This was probably 73, 74, maybe 75. I don't know if, yeah, because my brother who modeled one of this thing, he was 16. He got hit by a drunk driver, I think that next year, and got unalive. And one of my friends there, she was taking her back to him, and he took to her, and she was a little older than he was, but he was talking about how pretty she was, and we had always been friends since we was in that class, and she came to his services and everything, and it make you feel good when people don't mind doing things, and we had always been friends, but my mama bought, I think both of the items that she bought that to to show us that day. One of them was the tuxedo, and she made a denim tuxedo, y'all, back then. And I think she just did it just cause she could. Oh, thank you. Yeah, do that. Cause like I said, I got a 29K in a 329K that's in a table, but I have that same machine in in a case, and that belt had broke. So I need to find two belts. So that's what I'm gonna do. But he's good at fixing them. I carry the one that's in the 29, the 329K that I got. When we right before we, I think during the, I think I got, I carried the 329K that's in the case to a shop over in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and the lady, she sells Janome, and I think I don't know if, I think Janome is the only brand she sells right now. And I had carried a singer that I had. I don't know the number of it, but it's one of those that's got the plastic gears, and I didn't know anything about plastic gears and all that stuff back then. And I carried the 329K that's in the case, and that singer, it was white with blue trim. So I carried both of them, and I asked her, I said, which would be the better machine for me to pay to have repaired? She told me the 329K that was in the case that was a whole lot older. She said, these, talking about the newer one, she said, you don't want to put any money in that. And I don't know who, I stopped. I got back into sewing during the time when we was wearing masks for the big C. Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up. And she, I got it from thrift store, and she told me, she said, when I went back to pick it up, she said, ain't nothing wrong with this sewing machine. She said the needle was in backwards. I said, well, whoever carried to the thrift store must have put the needle in backward and thought something was wrong with the sewing machine and carried it to the thrift store. So, and so what I had to do, Singer got those ones that they call heavy duty, those gray ones. So the other one, so the belt has broken. The one that where the belt broke on, I named that. I just start calling that one old man. So now I name all my sewing machine. So when we were making masks, that 329K belt had already broken by that time, and I hadn't replaced it because my husband was like, I don't know where I can get a belt from. So the other older singer where I had carried with me to the shop, they asked the lady about fix. I was sewing on that, but I couldn't get my stitches to stay tight. So I ordered a sewing machine from Amazon, and that was one of those gray singers. And what I did, I was using that, and since I'm a big fan of Marvin Gaye, that was the youngest. I called that's my youngest sewing machine, so I named that one Nona, for Marvin Gaye's daughter, Nona. I think Nona middle name is Aisha. Nona Aisha Gay. So that's my sewing machine name, Nona Aisha. So I used that one. My husband and I went to Myrtle Beach one year for vacation, and we always looked for sewing machine. We was in there, and there was a Singer. I think it's a 530 Singer 530. They had in there for $7, and we bought it, and it had a handle on it. So my husband just bought that home and went through it, and she sews like a charm. So all of them got a name. The 329K that I told you we got for 25% off for $4.95. Her name is Stella. For Stella, you know that movie, how Stella got her groove back. Cause I made a video. It might be a short that I put up about my husband sent to it working. I told my husband I might sew on Stella this week. So he was sitting down fixing on and everything, and he said, give me a piece of, he said, give me something to sew on. And he sit there and he was, he wasn't trying to make anything. He was just checking out to see if the work he done, he oiled it and did some things to it. Marvisa and Aisha. What's that for? Oh, you talking about Aisha? Yeah. Who is Marvisa? But anyway, he was sitting there sewing. I said, "Oh, it's sewing." Cause I hadn't named it yet. I said, "Oh, it's sewing." Oh, I said, "Oh, baby, you got your groove back." And that's when I said, "Uh-huh, your name is Stella." So the white that my brother gave me, it's a Japanese. I have another Japanese. I think it's a capital. My daughter named it Aiko. So maybe this one I toyed with naming this one Kimora for Kimora Lee Simmons. Oh, her other middle name. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, Marvin Gaye. He. Everybody know three. There's a few things I love outside of my family. Cause it's a given. I'm gonna love my family. They can't do nothing to me to stop me from loving them. But I love my coffee. So if you want to give to my coffee fund, I think. Oh, you just. If you want to give to my coffee fund and you're under no obligation, go to buymeacoffee.com/ thrifting grandma. But anyway, so I got, oh yes, the power of, you know what else I want to find out? I want to find out how to get those bounce dresses wholesale. Cause I would love to be a seller of those. That's another thing I want to do. So if you can search that and find that out for me, I can search on it, but some people know um different search engines to use. Only search engine I know is X, and YouTube. Well, I would would Instagram be a search engine? I don't know. All I know is, oh, what I was saying outside of my family, things I love is my coffee, Marvin Gaye. Now there's a few other singers, but I love Jakarta Cortez. Yeah, I would love to find those dresses wholesale and be a seller. Somebody, some little girl put on TikTok that she found a wholesaler and she wanted people to pay her to give her the information. She said the link was in her bio. I didn't see the link. And I asked her, I said, can you put it in the link in the comment? I don't know nothing about going to the bio. Oh, that's our pastor is my nephew, my husband's sister's child. So we have a great relationship too, and which is good. But the videos are everywhere about those bouncy dresses. I used to do a lot of. I need to do some shorts for. I don't forget. Yeah, he was in the service, and then he stayed in Kuwait for a while. He and his family, and he came back home. And oh, you are. My youngest son is a pastor. He is 47 years old. He been a pastor for I don't forget how many years, but he and his wife, me and my husband, we see he's Nightbot has put in there about to buy me a coffee. He must have heard me. Um, we have four sons and one daughter in that order. My son and his wife had three daughters, then a son, and then another daughter. But they had four girls and one boy, and we had four boys and one girl. So he's a pastor. His wife is a minister. She got ordained a few years ago. And he and his family just come back from vacation in Jamaica. So I'm glad they was able to get away because they work in the church. Two of his children are in service. His oldest daughter is a linguist. What do you call it? An analyst or linguist or something. She has a degree in Arabic studies, and she can speak Arabic fluently. So, but I thank you for the chat. I think I'm coming to get ready to go because my husband's gonna be around the front with those machines he cut grass with. But anyway, I'm gonna find a name for this white, and I was thinking about Kimora, but then I thought about the names of her. What's Kimora daughter's name? Ming Lee and Aoki Lee. I don't like those. So I don't know if I'll name this sewing machine. So I got one of my sewing machine from Suffolk, Virginia. So I named that was Sophia, like Sophia from the Golden Girl. So when I tell my husband, like I was sewing on Nona one day, and I told my husband, I said, I had stopped to make us some lunch. And I told him, I said, I don't know what's going on with Nona. I said, will you check Nona out and see what's going on? He said, probably needs some oil in it. And I thought he wanted to remember which one was Nona. Y'all, you never guess. He remember which one was Nona. So, but the capital I got that my daughter named Ico, I think I'm gonna sell that one. Cause I could never find. I could never, and it's real heavy. I don't mind one that I can't even pick that one up. So I think I'm gonna move on and just I don't want to get another Japanese branded sewing machine. I think I can go online and find the manual to this one. Uh oh, I found a Montgomery Ward. Cause my cousin had told me, said if you want a good sewing machine, find a Montgomery Ward. She didn't lie. I found one that was in a table, and the young lady was selling it, and she let me have it for $40. She wanted 50, and I said, "Oh, okay. Use a wealth of information." Yeah. Oh, search how to become okay. Well, I'm glad you yeah, because I've been looking at people with the bouncy dresses. Hey, cutie. Yeah, I was up early. My husband went to the gym, and when I heard him close that door, it woke me up. So a few minutes after that, I just got on up and started rolling. I'm trying to find out where to get these bouncy dresses. Thanks for the thumbs up, y'all. If anybody got any information on where I can get bouncy dresses wholesale, this girl on TikTok, I don't forget what her TikTok name is. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. She had put in the a link, said she had a link in her bio, and I didn't see no link. I clicked what was there and it didn't come up nothing about wholesale. So I'm Melvin Pittman is giving me some information, so I'm writing it down. But if you, cutie, if you know how to search real good, if you could help me search how to become a paid model or how to become a dealer for the bouncy dress, I would appreciate it. How to become a I when I'm writing an A and it gets into my other word. I'm waiting for Dollar Tree to finish putting out their school supplies so I can find one of these. Oops. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Who's your first lady? I might know her. Oh, they got some cute style. There's one that got some lime green and got some stripes on one side, some lime green and some pink. That's the main one I want. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to write this down. Okay, yeah. Truth and Spirit Worship Center. That in Winton? They have one for 15. Oh yeah, Melvin. Bouncy dress and wholesale. Cause I know a lot of people that would, you know, I know at least 5 people that would buy one. And I didn't know bouncy dress been out for a while. You say you found a bouncy dress. You found a wholesaler for $15.39 where the dress could be purchased for $15.39. You know, I think that Jazz It Up boutique. I think some of those dresses in excess of $100. And the girl from TikTok, she said she got 3 or 4. I don't know if she's gonna sell them, but she said she got the dress for $20. She said, if I get the dress, I'll sell it to y'all for 100. She said, no, I won't. I'll probably sell it to you for 50. So you found the dress where the wholesaler is selling dress for $15.39. Hey Patricia, good morning. We talking about those bouncy dresses. She's getting them by the dozen. Well, spill the tea, honey. Can you put the site where you found it so I can search it? Did you put in bouncy dresses wholesale? She's getting them by the dozen. Patricia, I got one of them in my in my Walmart storefront for $59. That's the cheapest you're gonna find. I think there's one in on Walmart that might be 49. But those dresses, some of them are in excess of $159. So if somebody getting them by the dozen, I would like to contact that person. Because there's a flea market here in our town that I had been telling my husband I wanted to get a booth in. And the because I was selling stuff on Marketplace out my closet, things that, I would donate some and put some on Marketplace to sell. Okay. Yeah, they're pricey. But there's a couple of styles that no, I don't like. But there's a couple, there's a few that I really love. Because one of my sons sent me a video and I told him, I said, yeah, I seen the bouncy dress. I said, I want me one. He said, what size do you wear? I said, well, they said one size fit all. But Patricia, have you seen the videos on YouTube and TikTok all around about the bounce dresses and people making those videos they up and down that dresses? So Melvin, who did you say buy? Who buy the dresses for 12.39? I mean, for 15.39, she buying by the dozen. She buying by the dozen. Hey y'all, I joined a Photoshop group on Facebook, and people been asking them, putting a picture up, saying, change this background and make me stand by somebody that look nice. So someone put her standing by a gorilla. Then somebody put her standing next to Usher. So I seen people said, refit. They had old photo. They said refinish this photo, and they'll remake that photo and do it good. So I put a picture what I wore to church yesterday, and I told him, I said, "Look, I'm a big Marvin Gaye fan and Zacardi Cortez fan. Can you put this picture with a nice background with me standing next to either one of them? I want to do it separately." And somebody did stand beside somebody that looked almost like Marvin Gaye, but it was not Marvin Gaye. And they didn't put Zacardi Cortez; they put Hezekiah Walker. So I said, "Well, thank you." But that person on the right looked like Hezekiah Walker. I'm going to search these bounce dresses, y'all. 4 dozen bouncy dresses cost. Oh, yeah. 4 dozen. Woo. 4 dozen bouncy dress. Mm. You had to get a loan to buy them doggone dresses. Y'all, go to Dollar Tree when they put out their school supplies. If you right and you need to make corrections, I take medication. I take high doses of anti-seizure medicine, and sometimes when I'm writing, my hand would jerk, and I'm always needing some of this. When you buy in the bottle where you got to screw the top, it get dried out no time. But this, all you got to do is shake it up and squeeze it right there, and it will come out. And yeah, you might need a loan by these dresses. But you know what? The way they say, I'd be willing to take that chance, though. You gonna bring it out to somebody to get a loan to buy the dresses? Oh yeah, but yeah, if I get a spot in that, I would love to become a person that sells them. Oh yeah, and they said they first started out the what do you call those people? The church people. What are those people? The Kojic. Church of God in Christ. They said that's where those dresses started from. Those people started wearing them. I think they, like you said, for a convention. And maybe a singing group could buy them and advertise them. But I would love to get my hand on that fabric. Since I sew, I would love to get my hand on my fabric and make some. Well, just for me. So cool. Then if I get a stitch that won't straight, I ain't got to worry about nobody bitching to. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Oh, you do? Let me 4 dozen bouncy dresses. Yeah, Patricia, they do look fun to wear. 4 dozen bouncy dresses is how much? 276. So how much that equal out per dress? Let me see. That's 48 dresses. Hey Google, how much is 276 divided by 48?
276 divided by 48 is 5.75.
So that's each dress was $5.75, right? Yeah, get into it. Let's see. Let me see something here. I mean, that's a great way to earn a little bit of income. Cause there's a couple of styles that's highly sorted for. Cause when I look on TikTok and places and people say, well, this is the one. Yeah, I would start with like 5 or 10, and I could always wear it to advertise. Like when I go to church, I know the leader of our praise team. She told me she wanted one. Let me see, 5.75 times 48. Yep. If you get 4 dozen for $276, that's $5.75 per dress. What? 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 Yes, sir. Let's get on that bandwagon. Okay. I think if you only sell it for $20, $25, you're cutting yourself short. I think most people, that girl that found that says she's gonna sell somebody, tell them the wholesaler. Well, did you write the website down that you saw the 4 dozen dresses for 276? No, I'm not gonna sell them because if everybody else is selling them high and you sell them for cheap, folks are not gonna buy them because they think something wrong with them. That's why you sell them so cheap. No, I would sell them for at least $50, and depend on the style. Is if it's real ornate, it would be a little higher. Cause you don't want to cut yourself short. And they sell one size fit all. So if it don't sell, I can just wear it. You know, you wouldn't need but 2 or 3 dresses in your wardrobe and let it be bouncy dresses. And just stand and make a video on each one of your bouncy dresses and make money off YouTube or TikTok. But give me the website that you found the information on the 4 dozen bouncy dresses. Patricia, how was your weekend? Let me see. What did you? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to search something there. Here come my husband with that lawnmower. So yeah, I'm gonna search. Let me see. You say I can search bouncy dresses, wholesale. Let me see. I'm trying to go back. Bouncy dresses, wholesale. I think I did that yesterday. Now, would I do distributors or suppliers? But they probably got to come from China. I think this. But anyway, see, this is the one everybody want. That one is sold out. That's the one I want. It's sold out. And I'll wear some leggings with mine, y'all. Oh, this one is pretty. That one is sold out too. Yeah. They said $177. No, that ain't wholesale. That is not wholesale. Well, evidently. Oh, that's wonderful. We had communion at church yesterday. My oldest grandson came and spent the week. I think I found one supplier, y'all. Okay. Okay, the done told me I'm gonna bookmark this. So yeah, my husband not here with this lawnmower, so I'm gonna have to but Matthew, if you find anything, let me know now. Tell me where you saw four bouncy dresses, 4 dozen bouncy dress for, please. Tell me where you found 4 dozen bouncy dresses for $276. Thank you. I will see y'all in the next time. My husband got that lawnmower out there, and I don't want to try to talk over the lawnmower. Thanks for the thumbs up. I will see y'all in the next one. Have a great day, and it's been a lovely chat. Thanks, everybody, for coming in, and I will see you later. Matthew, I don't know if you're still here, but please inbox me where you saw the 4 dozen dresses for 276, please. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Have a great day. I got to go and run some errands. So I will see y'all later. Bye bye. I'm still gonna I'm gonna go back and look. Okay, bye bye. Okay.